Hello, good to have you here.
Hello.
Hello. Aaron Steen is coming here, joining us from Washington,
hmm
and you are a nurse, and we have been working together for about 3 months.
hmm
And thank you so much for coming and joining and opening up and sharing your experience so far. It's
My pleasure.
yes, it's very precious and valuable for myself and for everyone else, I am sure. I've been getting some amazing responses so far to Lucinda's interview and to Stacy's interview. So now we have you here, and it's really just a great thing that I'm very thankful for. And maybe we can start. Yes, maybe we can start. Yeah, you can maybe introduce yourself if I haven't done this.
You covered it. That's me.
And yes, that is you. Wonderful, you. And maybe we can start with you sharing what brought you to reach out to me to join the program. What point in your journey were you at, and what were you looking for to find or to work on?
Sure.
Thank you.
I was my place. It wasn't really so much specifically anxiety as it was more of like um, a pattern of repetitive depression, maybe a little bit. My circumstances were right at the beginning of the COVID virus. I had recently broken up from a long toxic relationship and was put in a new apartment that was really blank and um, uh, was living in a situation where with the lockdown and the quarantine was really scary. And I was all alone across the country from my family at the time, and felt myself kind of in a vulnerable position where I was going to fall back into an old pattern of doing some behaviorally addictive kind of destructive type of things that I could sense, mainly like just kind of escaping reality a little bit into video games.
Yes.
Um, and that the last time that happened to me about 10 years ago, that lasted for like 4 years. I didn't come out of my apartment for a long time. So I had a lot of hesitation about where I was needed to be and what I was going to do and how I was going to fix it. And I came across Shimri on Facebook, and I was reluctant to join for a long time.
Yes.
I held out, just me being kind of a scientific mind and wanted to hold on to maybe not really admitting that I needed that kind of help or not. I just kind of, I also lost my social media. My Facebook got deleted on me at that time too. So like, I kind of didn't have anything to keep myself distracted or connected to anything tangible, real, other than my work. She was still in my emails a little bit. She was just plugging in an email every once in a while, just sowing a little seed, say, hey, I'm still here. And I ended up just making a decision to move all the way back home to Washington from Florida. And that led to even more, I guess, what is it? Enabling of the tendency to go back into video games, because I'm more in a comfort space. And so that was when I pushed the button. I said, no, okay, I really do need some help. And she seems like the right person to help. So I started in September, and it's been like a reverse free fall since then. Like it hit that. It started with the gratitude. It changed my point of view of, instead of looking at negative things and focusing on my downfalls and shortcomings, to being thankful for what I have in my life. And once I started looking at that, it was like, oh, I put on a pair of glasses now that I can actually see all this stuff, and it was all around me. And so that was an instant change, and my trajectory went from down to up right away. And I've been going up ever since. So it's been great.
Yes, it has been great. And I remember I was getting also emails from you, I think maybe a couple throughout the year since February, when you first joined the group.
Mm-hmm.
And then you disappeared from Facebook, and then I got an email or two from you along this year until September when you joined. So yeah, I'm really happy that you did. And thank you for sharing all this. And maybe you can share also from within the processes and within the program and the work, what was most, meaningful for you or powerful for you or, life-changing for you?
Yeah, for me, I kind of had always believed that things were more possible in my mind than I was trained to believe or taught to believe on a superficial level from things like traditional school. And so I just kind of have always had an open mind about that. And I thought, okay, well, could be the right time for this. The gratitude was huge just because it was like turning the car around from going the wrong way on a one-way street. It was just an immediate, nope, don't go that way, go this way. And so then I was good. After that, the meditations were really good. I knew that was going to help kind of focus myself a little bit better. And then you just introducing me, basically, the thing that made the biggest difference to me, I could say, would be the introduction that all those things that I've been guessing were possible were actually possible. And that this is actually happening to people all over the place. And here's example 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of how this can happen. And this is how we're all doing it right now. And as long as for me, I was able to jump in without any kind of reservation or second guessing or just, completely like saying, yes, I can do this. It's all the work is up to myself. Like you're giving all the examples and the encouragement, but it's up to me ultimately to actually do it and make the choice for it. And that has been really huge, like empowering myself back. Some of the, I feel like I'm kind of like halfway through it. Like Lucinda has been a lot farther along. She's done a lot more transformation. So is Stacy. I feel kind of like I still have a long way to go in kind of like the self-love department. I have work to do in that area, but I know where the work is at and I know what's ahead of me. And so like things like Michael's astrology sessions were big. That was basically, like Michael said, a map. I had believed in that stuff and I do subscribe to it. But I kind of just let go of trying to figure out why astrology works. Like, I don't know why all the planets line up in certain ways to make things work. But if I can believe that what he's telling me that is explanations as to why things have happened and what things could happen, it was like, okay, well, now that I'm having more questions on which direction to go, that gives me directions to go. So it's pretty cool.
Yes, very cool. Thank you so much. And maybe we can now look at, we're not done yet, right? As you say, right. And I'm so excited for what's to come for our cooperation and relationship and journey together. But if you can look so far in your life, externally or internally, and point out things that you see as results of this work so far.
Oh, for sure. Well, the biggest one I just confessed yesterday. Right. I don't know. I hold on to a little bit of skepticism because I can't stop being a scientist, but I is.
Told you there are scientific answers to this as well.
It's totally working. Yeah. From 2 toxic relationships ago, I developed a condition that the doctors called chronic, and I would have it my whole life. It was ulcerative colitis, and basically a nasty and irritable bowel syndrome. And I would have to take a medication every day for the rest of my life in order to keep it in remission.
Yeah.
And I've had moments throughout those last like 10 or 15 years of flare-ups where it would get really bad and then I'd have to take more medication. And I mean, since moving back home and starting the program, I've just generally felt better, like not just in that part of my body, but everywhere. Like I've just had more energy. I had a better outlook on life to be able to be more optimistic with things and feel better emotionally. And it's kind of like almost subconscious byproduct. Like I didn't even see it until I kind of just realized, hey, I'm not taking any more pills anymore. Like I take maybe 1 a week and I haven't taken one in like 5 or 6 days, and I haven't had a single sign of any symptom at all from it whatsoever.
That's
So I
just
mean, it's kind of like proof to me. I kind of feel like that's evidence that says, did I heal myself? Yeah, maybe I did.
Yes, sounds like you did. That's just absolutely amazing. That's just absolutely amazing. And yesterday when you told me that, I was just mind blown and almost crying, because I mean, that's the things that you can't anymore question or bypass or not see.
Right. Yeah, I'm skeptical. I'm a skeptical person, and it has me looking at it like the impossible is possible.
Right, you can't overlook it, because that's the body. That's like the first thing that we feel physically, and that we cannot deny. And so when the healing reaches the body, then there's no more questions to ask. Maybe questions further. It opens up new questions.
Yeah, now I'm like, okay, where do I go from here? There's all kinds of room to stretch out and grow now, and I could not be more excited about what's possible and what's happening. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing this, because this is huge, right? Like for those who are skeptical, for those who think, yeah, I've been like that all my life, and
Mm-hmm.
I have this illness or this
Yeah.
pain in my body, that whatever I do, this will always be there, and it will never allow me to cross any barrier, because my body is. No, it's this is your journey, and your body is just another expression of what awaits for you to heal. And you can do this, and you can heal your body as your mind, as your inner emotional being or experience of life. And you can do that even after 10 or 15 years of any kind of illness or disorder. So I'm so thankful that you've shared that, because that's sometimes this is what it takes for someone to really believe or accept this kind of work. So thank you so much.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I wonder, yes, and if you have, for these people that are watching or will be watching, and asking themselves, like, we are all here sharing the same struggles and hurdles. This is what we are here, and I'm sure those who have stayed with us or are joining us now before we're done and say, oh, I have to look at what's going on here in this group this whole week, or people who have been, committed and coming every day for every session. What do you have to share with those people that are struggling with these kinds of things, and watching and seeing the what is possible, and what we can offer in our family, in our program, and are asking themselves, I wonder if this is really for me, if this is really, if this can work, if this is worth it, if this is real, if this is at all real. Because you have to trust, there's a leap of faith to take when you join something like Master Your Path program. So I wonder if you, from the inside, have any message to share with those people on the fence.
Absolutely. I was one of those people for months, almost a whole year. When it comes to trying to figure out whether this is real or not, whether it's worth the money or not, those were the things that I struggled on a lot. And it basically was like a scale, like a teeter-totter, where it's going to hit way heavier or more. Is the financial part of it going to weigh heavier, or is the need to change my trajectory weighing more? And at first it wasn't. It was way more, this matters more. And as time went on, and the more I examined myself more honestly, like, if I can honestly tell myself, I see these patterns in myself, this has happened before, I've completely lost touch of reality with video games for 4 years before. And that was, I can be honest with that, was a destructive thing for me. And I knew that this was where I felt like my tendency was heading. I was playing online games for, 5 to 6 hours a day, every day. And this was just earlier this year. This is while I was trying to cope with escaping the COVID, escaping the isolation, escaping the loss of my family. And so the threat was real. I could visually just see myself going down that path. And so the light of the solution was getting brighter and brighter as time went on. So since I've joined the program, and my biggest selling point would be that, I mean, and I'm not even selling this, I haven't even thought about playing my game in the last like 2 months. I canceled my subscription to it. It's just not even, I mean, I enjoy it. It was a part of something that I really loved, and I do have the ability to play it if I want to, but now it's on my terms and not on like a need to do it. And so my whole mindset has changed in a matter of 2 months, 3 months. I started in September 1st. The gratitude kicked in and helped, and then the meditations were reinforcing and kind of laying the foundation. And now I'm in my life where I'm going, okay, I've done all this work to try to build a future for myself that is positive, and it's laid out right in front of me like a big open runway. Like, okay, there it is. Go get it.
Yeah, go get it.
So I mean, it's worth it. For me, it was way worth it. Johannes, yeah, that was the game. That was me. many years I've been playing that game, since 2004 or 5. Yeah, so I mean, the payoff for me losing a little bit of financial money or flexibility in that, or whatever I had to do to get that, to order to make this possible. I mean, if you were to compare this type of program to a traditional, like, sit on a lounge therapy session where they just listen to you and you talk. I mean, I've never tried any of that, and I think it may have some positives, but for me, this was more flexible with me at home. There's no limits to it. I can practice it as much as I want, and it gives me actual tools for me to use at my will, and with all kinds of encouragement that is just so wonderful. Like, the family aspect of this group is really big. Like, we started chat groups, and we're sharing music and artwork and stuff like that. I just found out that Lucinda's a painter. That's amazing. So yeah, I mean, it really is not just a game changer, but like a whole life shift changer, if you really want it to be, if you want to jump into it.
Thank you so much. I've been having goosebumps all over for the past hour listening to Micah and now listening to you. I'm so excited, and
I found out I could draw. I didn't know I could draw.
Drawing. Yeah, this is what becomes possible. This is exactly what becomes possible. You don't even know. And you weren't even thinking of healing your body. That was not even on your radar.
Not even close.
Not even close. You just wanted to stop playing video games and set up a clear future. And now you're drawing and you're healing your body, and right? So you don't even know what becomes possible when you do this kind of work, and that's worth a lot. And it takes that courage, it takes that jump, and it takes that leap of faith. But when you do that, it comes in return more than you even know to expect. So I'm so grateful for you, Aaron, for being here and for sharing that with myself and with everyone. And you have some comments coming in here. If you want to, do you see the comments as well?
I think so, yeah.
So people are congratulating you for
thank you.
your journey, and I am too. So thank you so much for being here, for sharing this. I am very, very grateful. And yes, I will see you very soon. And I will see everyone. So everyone, you have 90 minutes to go refresh and then come back. We have another session. So I will say goodbye to Aaron, and then I will say a few more words to close this session. Thanks so much, Aaron. I love you. And
I'll see you all.